Some time ago, we had some of the leaders of Nigeria, those who inherited the Nigerian estate, tell us that Nigeria's unity is non-negotiable. And Nigeria is indissoluble. And that reminded me of what I read sometime in scripture I want to share briefly with you. In 931 BC, King Solomon, the son of David, the Lion of Judah, died after ruling for 40 years, sitting on the throne of David for 40 years. Before him, his father ruled for 40 years. And of course, before King David, we had Saul from the tribe of Benjamin, who ruled for 42 years. By the time Solomon died, and his son Rehoboam came to the throne, the monarchy had put behind it 122 years of stability. Solomon ruled with a very iron hand. He had a large pot of 1,000 wives and so many other hangers on. He had to devise a way of feeding his large pot. There were 12 governors in Israel. Each of them took turns every month to feed the household of Solomon, the court of Solomon. 1,000 wives, different hangers on, 14,000 stalls of horses, and 40,000 horsemen. And you can imagine what it took Israel to maintain that court for 40 years. So after 40 years, and he died, before his son came to be made king, Israel came together. And they said to Rehoboam, your father ruled us with iron hand. Please, can you help us? Let us renegotiate the direction of this leadership. Negotiation. And of course, we know what happened. Rehoboam consulted two sets of people. He consulted the elders, wise and seasoned statesmen who stood before his father. And they said to him, if you will be kind to these people, if you will serve these people, if we speak kindly to them, they will be your servants forever. Then he turned again to his mates. He rejected their counsel. He turned to his mates. And his mates said to him, don't show any sign of weakness. Don't even compromise. Tell them that your little finger will be bigger than your father's waist. Tell them that your father ruled them with whips. You are going to rule them with scorpions. Whip them with scorpions. And of course, he refused to renegotiate the kingdom with the people of Israel. And then on the day of set aside, they came together and he took the counsel of the young men. He said to them, my father whipped you with whips. I am going to whip you with scorpions. He said, my little finger is going to be bigger than my father's waist. Israel said, well, this is a new thing. A finger and a waist. If his father married 1,000 wives, he could marry 10,000. If his father served 1,000 demons, 1,000 idols, he could serve 10,000. And they said, oh, if that is the case, what portion do we have in David? To your taste, O Israel. And Israel left. In a twinkling of an eye, a monarchy of 122 years split into two. That day, because Rehoboam refused to renegotiate the nation, the state of the nation with his people, he lost 95% of territory. 11 tribes went and formed what we call the Northern Kingdom. And then he was left with only the kingdom of Judah, where he began to reign as a dictator, now sitting on an empty throne. What are we trying to say? In January 1966, General Chukwuemeka Odumegwu took Nigeria to Aburi to renegotiate this nation for us to look at Nigeria again and see how we can make it work for everybody. They reached some agreements in Aburi. They agreed on how this nation will be run. When they came back, the inheritors of Nigeria, those who inherited the Nigerian estate, they said no, and it will not be done. There is something about inherited power that makes its recipients very, very toxic to change. And that is what we are seeing here in Nigeria.
Igwe Ajenga.